Welcome to the second lecture of ONYX Financial Track. This lecture will be about the system setup. We will see together how to set up different variables for accounts, cost centers, projects, activities, and also employees, according of course to a company's financial policy and management as well. We will open first of all common parameter screen. That's going to be the first step. Then we can see that variables are divided into three different sections. The first one is related to accounts. The second one has to do with cost centers, projects, and also activities. And the third one is related to the administrative aspect of employees. We'll go through each of the sections together. First of all, we have accounts, and it contains several fields. We have account code type, which is basically to choose how we need to code our accounts. You can select either numeric or alphanumeric. Account code length, that is to specify the number of digits we need to record the accounts code. If we select 15, that means that it's going to be 15 digits long. If we select 20, it is 20 digits long. After that, we have sub account grade. In this field, basically the user determines the ranks or the levels of the sub accounts to unify the rank between all sub accounts which will be affected by transactions. Account parent not included in sub-account code. When you activate this variable, ONYX will automatically recognize sub-account's number but without the main account code. Use foreign currency. If you activate this variable, ONYX will automatically allow you to work using foreign currency in the currency screen, so something other than the local currency of the country that you're based in. Use sub-account only. If you activate this variable, you will set all the accounts to the same level, which means they will all be equally affected by the transactions. Currency exchange rate interface account. Now this variable here helps the user choose how to deal with the exchange rate through two choices, either single or multiple. If we choose single, then the exchange rate interface account will be one for all transactions. For example, sales, purchases, and payments will all reflect on a single account. However, if we chose multiple, then the exchange rate interface account will be multiple exchange rate accounts. So each one of them will be serving a specific transaction in a specific module, like receipt and payment transactions in general ledger or sales and purchasing as well. There will be a different exchange rate for each transaction in these modules. The next one we have here is other debit and credit sequence. This variable gives a sequence for other debit and credit accounts, but we use it in case the user created the chart of accounts using grouped or bulk numbers. In the second section, there are various options offered by the system related of course to using cost centers, projects, and activities. So basically we have four choices or options to deal with cost centers, projects, and activities as well, and we will go through these four choices, but just bear in mind that these choices are similar when it comes to the cost centers, the projects, and the activities. The first option we have is not used. When you choose this option, ONYX automatically hides the setup screens of cost centers, projects, and activities, and it also hides their fields in the transaction screen. The second one is optional. When you choose optional, ONYX enables the cost centers, projects, and activities throughout the system. However, it will be optional with all of the accounts, except in one case. So that case is that if the document sequence depends on the cost centers, then the entry of the cost center's number is mandatory. The profit and loss. When you choose this option, ONYX obliges you, or let's say it makes it mandatory to use cost centers, projects, and activities in all the profit and loss accounts. A new option will be activated upon choosing this one that is special or specific for posting the common journals out of the general ledger, such as the sales and its returns. In other words, all the accounts in the journal will be linked with the cost center. Then we have mandatory. When you choose this one, ONYX will oblige you to use cost centers, projects, and activities in all the system with all of the accounts and all of the documents. It will not be saved unless the cost center, projects, and activities have been entered. The choices for types of posting, which is the second thing that we're moving on to, we have post to all end journals. When posting the centers, projects, and activities that are linked to the accounts, the effect will take place on both sides of the journal. So the users can review reports of both sides of the journal based on cost centers, projects, and activities, either related to budget or profit and loss or whichever. The second type that we have here is post to profit and loss only, or loss only. When posting the cost centers, projects, and activities as well that are linked to the accounts, that effect will reflect in the profit and loss accounts only, where the users can review reports of both sides of the journal based on cost centers, projects, and activities linked to profit and losses only, nothing else. Then we have cost centers code type. Here we can choose how the user needs to code the cost centers. So we have two selections for that as well. It's going to be either numeric or alphanumeric, which will include both digits and characters. After that, we have cost center code length. It's to identify how many digits we need to record the cost center code. So let's say, for example, 9 or 10 or whatever. Now we will talk about the connections that we have between ONYX main systems like accounts and cost centers and projects, projects and activities, and also accounts and projects. We will go through each one of them. First of all, we have connect accounts with cost centers. To clarify more, what does this option do? It basically works on linking a single account with several cost centers. So you can basically customize or assign a single cost center to a single account. When you edit or add an account in the chart of accounts, an additional screen will open up to allow you or to allow the user to enter cost centers associated with this specific account. The second option that we have is, or the second connection that we have is connect accounts with projects. Now this one works on linking a single account with several projects. Now the title of the option itself or the title of the connection itself is pretty much self-explanatory. So again, you can basically customize or assign a project to a specific account. When you make changes to an account, a screen will come up as well, so you can enter projects associated with the specific account. Then we have connect cost centers with projects. This option links a single cost center with several projects. So a certain cost center can be customized or linked to a project. When the cost center defined in the cost center screen, an additional screen will also appear for the user to enter projects associated with the specific cost center, as well as the user has to specify whether his cost center is optional or mandatory. The last option that we have here is connect projects with activities. This one works on linking a single project with several activities. So a certain project can also be customized or linked or associated with an activity. When the project defined in the project screens, another screen will be visible for the user to enter activities associated with the specific project, as well as the user has to specify whether his project is optional or mandatory. We skipped over an option. It's right there. Actually, you can check it to enable it. It's cost center parent not included in cost center code. So what does this variable do exactly? It will make ONYX automatically recognize a sub cost center number, but without the main cost center code. That is basically everything that we have here in the variable screen. The third section is the managerial section, and it's related to employees' digital sequence, the title, the password length for all users. This will basically be covered in the human resources track. This is basically everything that we have for lecture number 2. Thank you for listening. Do not forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can receive all of our videos once they have been uploaded.